So I'm going to go through in this video how to download the dog status information combined with the dog log. So we're in the Wise Monkey website and you're going to choose dog status, which is where the vaccination status is saved. Here are all the data we have so far, and you're going to go to this here, export dog status. And in this window you're going to click a couple of options here. You're going to ask for the field names to be outputted, and also you're going to ask to export parent, and the dog log is the parent form, the dog status is the child form. So then we're going to click export dog status, and we just have to wait for a little while for the icon to come up here to show us that our file is ready to download. Okay, here he is. And click on that now. Okay, and here is our most recent one. This is the brand new one, and the star shows you it's the new one. Click on here, and then we're going to download the file. Okay, and let's open that file up. This is now our file of the current data that's on Wise Monkey. Okay, here it is. Right, so we need to just do a couple of things before we can work with this data. You'll see what we have here now is firstly the dog log data here, where we've got information about whether they're sterilised and vaccinated. And then if you keep scrolling along, you'll then see that we start to get the dog log data. Sorry, so it starts with the dog status data, including sterilisation and vaccination status, and it then goes on to show us the dog log data, which includes, probably most importantly, the banjar and also the T1 that collected the data, and the dog name and the owner's name. Okay, so there's something that we need to do with this file first. You'll see we have two headings. One of them here shows the questions in their full text. The second heading is what's called the field name, so it's a shortened version of this question. So, is there a request for sterilisation? The field name is called request sterilisation. Now, EpiInfo Visual Dashboard can't handle these long questions, so what we're just going to do is get rid of those long questions and just work with the field names. But we're going to cut and enable editing. We're going to cut and paste just these column names down, because we don't have field names for those. There's a few more over here, the same for the dog log. So this one to here, cut and paste, and then we can get rid of this first heading, which holds all of the long-winded question text. Okay, just a couple of notes on what we're seeing here. The date that you see here is the date that the data entered our Wise Monkey. Created by is the name of the person that's associated with the tablet that submitted the data. What we see here is the reference for the dog status. You can tell it's the dog status reference code because it has DS at the beginning, and every dog status recorded will have an individual reference. If you scroll along to the dog log data, you'll see there's another reference here, but this time it starts with dog, and this is the unique reference that is given to every dog. So when we have multiple dog status forms, we will begin to see this reference become replicated, one for each of the dog status forms. Note that because we have downloaded dog status form data with parent dog log data associated, any dog log entry that does not have a dog status record will not be visible in this data. So we need to make sure that every dog log does have a dog status record associated with it. And the date that we have here is the date that the the T1 or T2 entered into the tablet when they collected data. Okay, so the first thing we might want to do is to pull out those dogs where we know that they're not vaccinated, and what we're going to do is use some of the Excel capacity to do that. So what we're going to do is go to this data tab, and we're going to use filter. So you click filter on, then you see you get a little arrow next to all of these. The first thing we might want to do is to filter out all those dogs where they are vaccinated. So here is our field, is dog vaccinated? And what we want to do is click that down arrow, unselect them all, and we're just going to click those ones where it's false, so the dog is not vaccinated. Click OK. So now we know that all of the dogs we're seeing here are ones that have not been vaccinated. So what you can do is copy all of these guys, Control C, go to this worksheet and pop them in there. So now we know the dogs that we have in here are dogs that have not been vaccinated before. Go back to the original sheet and just double click on one of the cells to turn that off. If we go back to that same filter that we've got in place here, we can just ask to select just the ones where, select all, OK. So the other thing that you might want to do is select those dogs that have been vaccinated but are coming up, are due revaccination, so they've been vaccinated more than a year ago, or are coming up for revaccination in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to go to vax date on DogStatus. That's the name, the field name for the date, the most recent date that dog was vaccinated. We're going to click this down arrow again, and this time we're going to go to date filters, and we're going to choose before. And it allows you to just select from here the date you want to pick. Now it automatically comes up with today's date, which is the 12th of January. So you can just keep clicking back, and you could go to exactly a year ago to the 12th of January, and that would show you all dogs that were vaccinated a year or longer ago. Or if you wanted, you might want to just pull that date a couple of weeks later, so then that would pick up dogs that were coming up for revaccination in the next 2 weeks. So maybe you want to take that even a month further, so maybe make it the 12th of February, and then that would highlight for you. Let's click OK. That's highlighting for you all those dogs that have been vaccinated, but they were vaccinated at least a year ago, if not longer. So let's copy these guys as well. This time we're just picking up that information there. Copy. Here we go. Let's pop all the way down to the bottom and click paste. Okay, so now what we have in this sheet, and we can rename it, is dogs due revaccination. Okay, and so you can tidy this file up a little bit to make it easier for the T1s. One thing to note is that the location information that is given here, you probably want to just ignore that for now. That's related to shape files that exist within Wise Monkey. The data that you really want to be looking for, sorry, the banjar that you really want to be looking for is over here, this one in the dog log. And that's the banjar that the T1s have selected when they collected data about this dog. So you could probably delete everything from this point forwards and just give them a file that includes their name, the banjar, the dog's name, perhaps a bit about the description, the owner's name, the owner's telephone number, and so on. Okay, but now you have an Excel file that shows all of the dogs that they've seen so far, and it also includes a worksheet that just has those dogs that require revaccination. Okay, we can click save on that thing, on that one. Okay, the other thing you might want to do is to summarize the data and show, let's just take that filter off, undo that filter. Oh. You can just, there we go, just by unclicking filter at the top there, you can switch them on and off. Okay, so we've switched the filters off now. So the other thing you might want to do is to summarize the data and look at the vaccination status by banjar. We're going to do that using a visual dashboard. So I'm actually going to save this file as something a little bit more easy to find. Let's pop it in here. Okay. And I'm going to save it as this one, dog status 12th of Jan 2017. Click save, and that already exists, but I'm going to replace it. Click OK, and then we're going to close that file, and we are going to open Visual Dashboard. Okay, open Visual Dashboard. Okay, and you're going to open a canvas that's already been written, so you click Open Canvas, and you want to select the one that's got this name, DM for Device Magic Data Vaccination Status Today, and click OK. Now remember, when you open this on your computer, you're going to have to tell Visual Dashboard where to find the file. So you're going to have to go to this menu, go to Canvas Properties, and you're going to have to tell it the data source, so where it should be finding the data from. So let's imagine I'm doing this for the first time. I'm going back to where I've just saved that data file and clicking this one here. That's the one that I've just saved, dog status data 12th of Jan. Click OK, and then you'll have to make sure that you pick the right worksheet, and we want to use this dog status how is this dog today worksheet, not the worksheet that we've just created, but the original one, and click OK. And what this canvas does is it shows you the number of dogs in each of the ban jars. It then creates some new variables. It goes through three steps, identifying those dogs that have been vaccinated more than a year ago, recoding those as dogs with a lapsed vaccination, and then creating a new variable which is called vaccination status today, and those include dogs that are not vaccinated or where the vaccination has lapsed, so where the vaccination is more than a year ago. So the breakdown here just shows you the number of dogs that were reported to be vaccinated and the percentage. This is the bit of the recoding, so this is dogs that have been vaccinated but where the vaccination has lapsed. So this is then our combined variable, where we have dogs that are vaccinated and it's current, and then dogs that are either not vaccinated or where they've been vaccinated more than a year ago. So this is your sort of true immune coverage. And then it breaks it up by ban jar. So for each ban jar you can see the number and percentage of dogs that are vaccinated and the number and percentage of dogs that require vaccination for the first time or revaccination. That's broken up by ban jar. Okay, that's it. I hope that's will be useful, and let me know if you need any more analysis.